Welcome back. Well, when we think of pageant queens, most would probably think fancy gowns and tiaras. And while that's part of it, another huge part is what makes each queen so unique. Miss North America 2024 has passed the baton, or she's going to pass the baton, but she's not done making a difference. Kyla Wright joins us live in studio to tell us all about this. Kyla, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. So tell us about your journey. How long have you been into pageants and whatnot?
My first pageant, I was in the eighth grade, so about 12, 13 years old. And from there, I did some pageants in college, went on to compete again as an adult. And after 7 tries, I finally won the big crown, and I'm here as Miss North America for another week.
Wow, 7 tries?
Yes.
7 tries to get to Miss North America. That is incredible. It's definitely a story of perseverance and
Yes.
determination for sure.
Yes. Thank
After
you.
each loss during those 7 times, I mean, how did you feel? How did you pick yourself back up to go again?
So I consider the loss or the L a lesson. So every time I take something from it, whether it be meeting new friends, talking to people, or just learning what I could say a little different in my interview, or what I could teach the next girl, the next pageant girl, the next queen, or even switching up my look and feeling more authentic to who I am, which is why 3 years ago I decided to start competing in my natural curls, which I'm wearing today, because it's the truest and rawest and most authentic version of really who I am when I step on that stage and when I'm off the stage.
Yes, I love that so much. And it's already so much pressure to, get on that stage and perform. But when you're pretending to be someone you're not, or
Hmm.
you're stepping into this light that's just not authentic to you, that can
Yes.
definitely make that a little bit harder. So I
Yes.
love the fact that you tapped into that.
Yes. Thank you.
So, what is it like being a pageant queen? I mean, is it the glitz and the glams that we think that it is? What to give us an inside scoop?
It's the glitz and the glam, but it's so much more. It's about mentorship. It's about who you are. It's about your platform or your community service initiative. It's about your community. It's about traveling and not looking back, but it's also about reaching back and pulling other people up with you because you don't want to be a stereotypical pageant queen, and most of us are not. A lot of us are very community oriented. We're very grassroots. I always have looked back and poured into my community in Detroit where I was born and raised, as being Miss Michigan North America to being Miss North America, traveling across the country, the continent, and even in different parts of the world. I always make sure I really, really, really stay true to that foundation that was poured into me.
I really love the fact that you brought up community and you are
Yes.
continuing that trend with your nonprofit that you
Yes.
are launching any day here now. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, so my nonprofit organization is entitled Operation SASH. SASH is an acronym for Sexual Assault Stops Here, and it's also a call to action to stop secrecy, demand accountability, and create spaces for support and healing for survivors of sexual assault. And this started as my community service initiative as a pageant queen, something that you have to have where you talk about it in your interview with the judges and you talk about why you're passionate about it and you actually interact with that thing in your community. And I decided to take it a step further because I don't plan on doing pageants for the rest of my life. So how better to leave an impact and a legacy but to create my own nonprofit here in Michigan and hopefully to eventually expand across the country, maybe even the continent.
How do you think sexual assaults, how do you think that that has impacted the world of pageants and whatnot? Do you have a friend or maybe someone that you work closely with that's experienced something like that?
Yes, I do absolutely. Besides myself, because I
Oh,
myself
wow.
am a survivor of sexual assault, which is what inspired me to stop the secrecy and actually speak up about this issue. But a lot of friends, and actually, I was victimized as a college student and looked up the statistics that 1 in 5 women are actually victimized during their average college tenure. And that was about 10 years ago when I initially found out that statistic. And the numbers have gotten larger, which is so unfortunate, which is why I have such a reason behind continuing this organization to make sure that people have support and that people are aware of what's going on and why we need to talk about it and stop making it a taboo issue. But it's something that we need to reach out and help others in our community because people are being affected by it.
Yes, that is so bold, so brave, and I love that.
Thank you.
Real quick, tell our viewers at home where they can connect with you, learn more about you.
Yes, for sure. So, about a week from now, I will no longer be Miss North America 2024, but I always will be in all of our hearts. So, you can follow me on my personal contacts at Kyla Wright Media, my first last name, media on Instagram, Facebook, X, all of the things. And you can keep up with me, my nonprofit, and everything else I'll be doing in the future. So definitely stay tuned.
Kyla, thank you so much and congratulations.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course.